Attack the enemy! Victory is ours!
Hello everyone, welcome back for another War Thunder tank battle. Today with a very high tier United States tank lineup, and this battle is from 18 July 2017. I was still working on getting the ATGMs for my M60A2, as you can see here. And this battle, as you'll see at the end, the title I decided on was Good Things Come in Threes. You'll see how that plays out. So it's domination on Stalingrad, which can either go really well or really terrible. This battle went really well in the end. Had an M103 as a random squad mate, so we just arbitrarily happened to be going the same direction. It wasn't a planned thing or anything. It just happened to. I was heading for the C point, as it's relatively easy to get to from the west side team spawn here that we had for today, and have relatively good shooting lanes, and I didn't really want a chance going over to the A point, or the B point rather, and have to rely on the heat rounds through the buildings and stuff. They're a little bit tricky sometimes. So the M60's acceleration, but until it gets better engine upgrades, is not the best thing in the world. Pretty disappointing, actually. However, my M60 and my M60A2, or my M60 and my M60A1 rather, are both pretty good with some engine mods and stuff, so I'm pretty happy about that. Survived my first hit there, luckily, from somebody up near the seat point, and as I roll around the corner, there they are in sight. A couple of them there, machine gun the fence down and get a heat shot in. Don't get good effects on his ammo, but did manage to take out his one of his crew members, and took counterfire from his buddy, which hit my turret rotation and my breach, so back off as far as I can to reload that. It turns out to be kind of a long reload. And as we were fighting the Germans and the Russians here, I was a little concerned that a Leopard might make a race up here, or maybe a RU or something that I didn't see. Race up here and get around and get a shot on me before I could get repaired, and then possibly have to reload as well. So, I'm not alone down by the C point, but I'm very close to being alone because the M103 is there, but he's not that close. And as expected, I did have to actually reload after repairing the breach. So, I've only lost my commander, so it's not too bad. I've lost the machine gun up top, but I haven't lost any of my. I haven't lost my load or anything. So at least my reload speed is no slower than normal. Trying to get a quick shot on that Leopard there, but couldn't quite get out in position in time to get a shot at him. And I took some counterfire there, but luckily as I come back around the corner here, I find just a bonanza of targets. Almost got a shot off on the Soviet tank, and instead was able to get a good hit on the ammo for that Leopard there. Now there's another tank inside the smoke who's repairing. It's a T-54, and he shouldn't be able to see me because he's inside the smoke. So I'm going to back off again, get reloaded, because I'm not sure where that other tank went. The original Leopard that I hit gets destroyed, and I get an assist there. Get some good light up on this guy right here in the smoke, and get a great hit on him for a second kill. Sometimes the heat shells work really well. Sometimes they're very disappointing with their effect. And sometimes when you get them in the right spot, they can one-hit kill things at higher battle ratings. It's not a guarantee by any means. So one more reload later, pull back out around again. And there's a T-54 or T-62 just sitting there waiting on me. So we're going to back off again and see if we can goad him into moving up closer, because right now it's not even a stalemate. I'm not going to win. He's got his frontal armor pointed towards where I'm going to come out, and I've come out with my side armor pointed at him, and I'm not going to win against APC, BC, or APHE. Now that one right there, that was one of the disappointing effects I was talking about. Now yes, I should be happy that it made it through the chain link fence at all, and didn't just detonate on the chain link fence, but unfortunately, not very good effects, and then I wasn't able to get any kind of shot on that T-44-100 that was crossing the road either, but at least he didn't come after me. So I'm going to try to tease this guy into shooting at me so I can back off and get another shot at him or get out of there. And he won't bite on the bait, and I'm not going to get far enough out where he can get a shot at me either, so we're a little bit Mexican standoff here for a moment. until eventually he decides to just back off. Now there's another tank in between the oil tanks there that I can see, but I can't get a good gunshot. And that is where the T-54 moves out of the way, so I'm going to pull forward and reposition myself as well, where I've got a better chance at a shot at him with a little bit more cover. Now I assume these guys were talking to each other about tactics or getting away around me or whatever, and again here, another chance where I didn't get the same good effects I wanted on his ammo, but again, it made it through the chain link fence, so maybe I should just be excited that it got through the chain link fence at all. Now here, finally, the Leopard does eventually charge my position and get after me before I can get a reload, and watch how close my reload is here as he comes around. I get a good hit on him, I knock out his loader and his horizontal turret drive, and this is the shell I'm talking about. Watch how close my reload is here. He's lighting me up, of course, which is not a mystery to his team where I am. Although, it's good for him to keep lighting me up, and as I'm just about to get a shot off on his ammo, the T-62 gets around and finally gets a hit on me. So, it was a T-62, not a T-54. But, not too bad of a start for the M60A2, honestly. Decided to come back in my T-95E1. Almost came back in the A-26, but eventually ultimately decided tanks were going to be more useful to us because we had a couple enemies coming in near the sea point, and I was going to do better off fighting them off in a tank than in an airplane. So, mark them on the map, head back in, and see if I can hold those guys off at sea, and we can either get sea back, or possibly at least hold them in position there and tie them up so our team can go get B and hold A and B. I don't mind having a stalemate at sea as long as we're holding the other 2 points, or as long as we're holding a ticket advantage anyway. Even if we have 1 point and the other point is neutral, I don't care. So somebody up here marked in the smoke. It's obviously not friendly because you can see where the friendlies are on the minimap, so most likely an enemy has deployed smoke up here, so I'm moving up to see if I can find out what he is. Boy, I can't wait to spade out the T-95E1 and see how much better he gets with his engine upgrade. Right as I'm coming around the corner to line up whatever it is that's over here in the smoke, I take a hit from a Leopard up here to the right. That takes out my rotation and my breach, and obviously it's going to get reloaded before I have any chance whatsoever to get any fire off, so that stinks. I did get an assist at the time while I was in my T-95E1, though. Again, briefly considered coming back in the A-26, but now that we're down points, we really need to get a capture back, so M551 it is. And back to sea again. Now, I was going to put artillery where the Leopard was that hit me, but an enemy gets marked on the mini-map, so I went for the sure thing and shot artillery there instead. Because I roughly know where the Leopard is, but the Leopard could have moved pretty far away at the time, and that could just be a waste of artillery. So at least if I put the artillery where an enemy is marked on the map, I'm hopefully helping out my team. I may be throwing dirt up in front of them and screwing up their shot, but hopefully I'm throwing dirt up in front of the enemy tank that's marked and screwing up his shot. It's a 50-50 chance, but I'd rather take it. As much as I hate having dirt thrown up in front of me. And sure enough, right around this corner here, there is the aforementioned Leopard before I can just barely get my rocket aimed right to get his breach. He's backing up as I'm swinging my turret. I didn't wait quite as long as I should have and didn't get a very good hit on him. But then I decided to deploy my smoke. It's a pretty good spread on the M551 with the 8 smoke canisters. Just launched the smoke in a sideways pattern and then hit the gas full power and got the heck out of Dodge to just get away from him. Now, I probably should have actively marked him on the map for the team, but I did basically passively mark him on the map with my smoke. If we look on the mini-map where the smoke is, there's no friendlies anywhere near that, so our team should see that and realize that there's nothing friendly there and hopefully investigate or at least be aware that there's a bunch of smoke over there and we know it's not friendly. Should be an enemy to watch out for. So it appears I escape from him and make it over here into the C point and start taking it away as the enemy is taking the B point. So thankfully I broke their monopoly there and kept them, actually started a momentary ticket lead on them before they finished the capture on B. So I at least kept them from getting a majority, not a monopoly, at the capture point here. Good thing the M551 is fast. This is why I keep the M551 and the M60A2 in my lineup. I ultimately would like to have the M60A1, the M60A2, and the M551 all in my lineup and have a pair of M60s and a pair of ATGM tanks for America. That's what I think would be my preferred lineup, along with the M103 and the heavy tank slot. So you can hear somebody coming up here close as I'm watching around, trying to figure out what's going to come up here and kill me, and then I managed to get the C point captured as we are losing the A point, and just as this Gepard breaks around the turret, I get him a good rocket right to the face. I take a bunch of fire there from an M163 that looked like the tracer rounds from a Leopard, which distracts me off from the ZSU-57 that's right in front of me. Now, I probably would not have killed the ZSU-57, but I might have at least done some damage to him with the 50 cal, or maybe gotten out of dodge. So I don't know what the M163 was shooting at. I thought maybe for a second he was shooting at the Gepard that was dead behind me, but it was still on fire and burning, and I'm pretty sure he just shot at me for no particularly good reason, and he distracted me enough from the ZSU-57 that I didn't even get a good hit on. Thankfully, the ZSU-57 got killed immediately afterwards, so it wasn't a huge deal, but it's a little disappointing. Like, don't shoot at your teammates. If you're trying to get their attention for something, fine, but all I saw was a big stream of red tracers that looks just like the Leopard tracers, and I thought the Leopard that I had skipped past had come chasing after me and had found me, so I was getting ready to return fire with him. Anyway, enough about that. Back in the M163 to head back over to the C point in between C and B and see what I can do to hold and or help the team and or take back the B point. Sure enough, I encounter that same old Leopard again, and kind of assumed at this point, well, here's where we are going to lose the battle. We don't have the points held. We've got ticket bleed, and I'm going to run into this stupid Leopard again. So I'm just lighting him up for the team here, expecting at any moment to get destroyed, and he must have had his breach down or something, because he didn't turn around and shoot at me, and then an M42, very, very timely, takes him out, so that was awesome. As a Soviet Lend-Lease P-47 comes by, I'm trying to get good follow shots on him, and between him maneuvering and the range being just a little weird, and the snowflakes that light up and flash every time you move on this map, it took me a minute, and I finally did get him right at the end of that first belt of ammo. So I did at least take one P-47 out for my first air kill. Had some bombs dropped behind me that did some damage to my driver and one of my loaders in the back. I thought for a moment it might have been friendly, so I held the J button just for a second to see, but it was an enemy that bombed me. I don't know where he went at that point. I didn't see him anywhere in the sky. I'm watching for a follow-up, and there's somebody up there, but I couldn't get a good hit on him. I'm trying to just basically chase him away. So rolling up to the B point here, and we've got an M46 who's just hanging out just outside the B point, not making any effort to go in and stop the enemy team from having the tickets or advantage or anything, so I've let him know I was a bit annoyed with him. Now, I know I was just complaining about teammates shooting at you, but I'm trying to get his attention and tell him move forward and get into the B point, so I did have a purpose there. He doesn't have to stay in the B point and have the B point be a beacon to come get him. He could start to decap like I am here, which stops the ticket bleed, which we were at a severe ticket disadvantage, and then he could dash back out and hide and ambush and wait for an enemy to come back in and recapture it. That's a fine tactic. I don't care about that. But to just sit right next to the B point, well, the enemy team's not going to come there and do anything about it. They already hold it. Couldn't quite get the gun to track on that Horton as it went over, which was a little annoying to me. Thought we were going to lose our teammate that was getting chased there. But he was doing a pretty good job maneuvering and getting away, and then I was able to saw the Horton's wing off for my second air kill. Also captured the B point here for my second capture of the game. Track around looking for any other air targets up. I really dislike the snow on these snow maps. Every time you turn your turret, you get a flash reflection off the snowflakes, which is annoying at best here. Gives aircraft a severe advantage because they don't have to deal with the snow effects whatsoever, and really makes being in SBAA very difficult, which it's already difficult enough to do your job in SBAA as it is. but having a bunch of flashes in front of your face just makes it 10 times harder. So we're doing really good now holding the B and C points. B is totally empty and undefended. An AR-234 goes over, I get a good hit on him as he tries to bomb out our M46. And I'm not sure exactly what I did. I assume I set him on fire here, although it's hard to tell. I can't really see him. And I just sprayed some shots at him to convince him that he should probably continue onwards and outwards. And then either I hit him again with that follow-up shots there, or I had done enough damage to him that he decided to just J out. He was probably out of bombs as well. I'm not sure, but that was my third aircraft kill of the battle, so ended up being a very productive M163 battle. Now we're holding the points here. You can see a heavy tank has just been lit up on the mini-map just across from me. We're not holding a lot of we don't have a lot of teammates left. Our M46 that's right next to me gets destroyed by a T-10M, so now I know what the heavy is right next to me, and I want this M18 to go and decap the A point, because in my mind, I've got a T-10 very close to me at B. He's going to come to B, having just destroyed the M46 that you can see there. The best thing I can do is hold him off for maybe 10 seconds. I'm in a very unarmored, very weakly armored SDAA. I can maybe damage his gun barrel. That's pretty much all I'm going to do. I can maybe break his tracks and hold him there for our air support to kill him. That's it. I don't expect to hold the B point against him. We've just barely caught up in tickets now. I know that T-10 is coming in. I'm trying to mark him for the air support that we've got up. Our M18 does go in and start taking the A point, so that's good, because now that means if this guy comes in and takes away the B point from me, they're still going to have a ticket bleed going on, because we're holding 2 of the other points right now. So the T-10 is now close enough that I can hear his engine, and I can hear his KPVT machine gun going off at the 82 that's flying around. And now I can hear his engine revving up close, and I know he's coming in as any minute now, and I'm hoping that we can at least keep the ticket bleed going just long enough that we can hold out and get a victory here. God bless our F6F and our 82 that are doing everything they can to come in there, and they hit him a couple times with rockets. And as I move up here to not give him the best possible target he's got, here he comes around the corner. And all I can do is light him up. Now I think maybe he thought I was something else. He started backing up, I got a really good hit on him, generated a bunch of smoke and dirt in front of him, and then God bless the 82 with the most timely bomb ever, because he had a gun solution on me and just barely got blown up before he could pull the trigger. We still would have won because they wouldn't have taken the C point, although we had the A point, they would have been taking B and C, but we did win. And as you can see there from my score lineup across the bottom, so close to being a perfect 3s across the entire thing for me. So I had 3 air targets destroyed, 3 ground targets destroyed, 3 enemy kill assists, 3 deaths, and 2 captures. It was so close. And even you'll see in just a moment when you get the score line up, as I did end up taking a first place here. Just a moment further, you can see the research I got and 6611 on all my modifications. My score, 3039, that's even divisible by 3. So close to being a perfect 3s across the board. But as it was, I was very happy with the score and the way this battle ended up turning out. We ended up pulling it off in the end, and that's always good. You can see all my awards there, and that'll do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Look forward to bringing you more videos real soon. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget to check out social media links. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, everyone.